podcast from the Well, Minnesota, where we highlight local and global events and organizations serving their communities. I am Lindsey Deming, Communications Coordinator with the Well, and I am here today with Tami and Jason from the Well, and we're going to talk a little bit about summer. So, Tami, do you want to start kind of by letting us know what we're going to talk about today?
Yes. So, as a parent, sometimes I'm like, what do I do with my kids? I've got 3 kids that are at home, and I've got a teenager down to a 2nd grader, and trying to figure out something to do for all 3 of them that at least one's not complaining is kind of tough. And so we do a lot of different things like we go to a splash pad. We have a splash pad in Rosemount, and even the teenager sort of is still okay with that. She can kind of sit in the sun and do her sunbathing while the 10-year-old and 8-year-old are out splashing with all the other kids there. And it's free to go to, which is really nice. But I think just trying to gather ideas, maybe this is one of those like personal things that I'm maybe tagging you two to tell me what I can do with my kids, because maybe there's something that I don't know what's going on in the Twin Cities that my kids will love. We do a lot of, boating for us and beach time. There's a couple beaches around in Lebanon Hills that you can go to and wade in the water a little bit. But I figured that we could share some of our ideas just in case the parents that are listening need something to do, or even the grandparents. We have a lot of grandparents in the Well that listen to our podcast that maybe they need some ideas when they're watching the grandkids this summer. So, and then we'll go and let you know what we're doing for our own family fun nights at the Well this summer throughout July and in our kids fun week in August.
Great. That is super exciting. Well, Jason, I know you are a little new to down here in the South Metro area. So we'll throw out a couple of the things that we know of. And if you know of anything else, feel free to jump in at any time. This is actually a very timely episode because I am, for the first time, staying at home with Preston this summer too. So I was kind of in the same boat of I have no idea what I'm going to do. I've always been in the corporate world and he's been at a daycare. And now that I'm in the school system, I have summer stuff. So it's been a challenge, but what I found out, one thing I would encourage parents of students, especially elementary kids in District 196, is check with your school to see if they are offering any free classes this summer. I found out that Greenleaf Elementary had leftover COVID funding, so they were able to offer STEM classes for their students, and I think several other schools are doing this. So Preston is actually involved in a couple this summer. He just started one today, which was a Lego robotics class. He's going to start a video game coding class in July, which is really cool. And like I said, it's free. And so we jumped on that chance right away, and they get a lunch when they go there. So it's really nice. I also want to bring up the fact that there are a lot of free meals being distributed this summer as well. So if parents need that, especially if you have cute Tami, 3 kids at home, it's a good thing to take advantage of because it'll really drop that grocery bill. And help out when people are still struggling from the financial downfall from the coronavirus pandemic. So that's one thing that I know the district is doing. Tami, you said that beaches. Do you have a couple in mind?
Well, hang on, before we jump in there, let me just highlight. So he's taking a Lego robotics class, and then he's going to be taking a coding class. And then I think in August, Tami's going to be offloading the website management to him because he'll be ready for it, right?
Yep, we've officially hired him at the Well.
Yep.
He's bringing in some income. We told him he needed to get a job, so.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, definitely. No, that
no
would be a
child
great
labor
idea.
laws being violated whatsoever.
Absolutely. No, I need the help. All these young and up and coming kids that know coding and know, website design. So I took that in college. That's the first time that we were introduced to it. And then when a few years ago, I was at in the library at the school, and this girl, 4th grader, was like, "Oh yeah, we learned this coding the other week in 4th grade." I was like, okay.
Oh yeah, kindergarten. His kindergarten class had a technology specialist, and they would do coding exercises, and I was like, "This is insane." I still don't know how to code.
Right.
So,
but it's great. We live in a technology world. So, that's great that they're offering those classes for our young kids to learn this over the summer, because I think it's a lot of fun for them, knowing they love to play video games, etc. stuff. So, I'm glad that they're offering that. It's really nice.
Well, and most
It's
schools
not something I knew
bring it
about.
to their own school, so the kids
Yeah.
actually get to see their classmates that they miss right now. And so
Yeah.
I know Preston was super excited. He walked in, and 3 of his classmates came in behind, and he said, "Oh my gosh, hi! I miss you guys." So yeah, I would encourage you to check into your local school, especially elementary, and see if that's
Sweet.
available.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Yeah. Yeah, beaches are
Yes.
good because the sand is great. Because I get to sit in the sand, keep my toes in there, and my kids can be in the water. And there's one in Lebanon Hills that I know of for sure that we go to, which is Schultz Beach. And that's just up off of Cliff Road. And then over on the St. Croix, like there's beaches in Hastings. If you go over the bridge over into Prescott, which is like 20 minutes away, there's a beach right before you go over the bridge and cross into Wisconsin. There's a beach in Hastings there where you can go and swim in the St. Croix River. And then up the way, I think it's the St. Croix Bluffs, they also have a small beach where they take, where boats launch out. There's one, and actually, I don't think that one is very well known. I had a friend that went up there and I saw her pictures. I was like, where is this? And she told me where it was. And I was like, I know exactly where that is, but it's kind of secluded. Sometimes underwater when the St. Croix River is really high. So I don't think it's something that people go to very often, but it's gorgeous, quiet, and it's really
And I
nice
think
to
when
just
people
sit there.
hear like Hastings or Wisconsin, they get a little nervous about like, oh, well, that's really far away. It's actually not. It seems far away, but when you drive, I mean, it's shorter than driving to Minneapolis. So it's,
Yeah, it is.
you know,
Yeah, it
so
is.
it's a
You're
really
right.
good.
Absolutely right. 20 minutes to 30 minutes tops, and you're in Prescott. But there's a few really great areas over there that are great for swimming for free. So, in the beach. It's really
Well,
nice.
speaking of Minneapolis, I love going for walks with the dog down in the city. So for me, it's down in the city because I live up in New Brighton. So for y'all, it's up to the city. But like you said, it's not that far away. My favorite place to go for a walk is the Stone Arch Bridge. I like to start on the east side of the river, and then I cross over on the Stone Arch Bridge, walk along the river, and then take the Hennepin Bridge back over the river, and then walk down to my car. That's such a fun walk. I do it with the boys, do it with the dog, do it with friends. It's just a really easy walk. I also love trying to find new fun places to get a bagel or coffee. And, typically I like the coffee, the kids like the pastries. And so if you're a family that eats gluten, there's always somewhere new to discover. So, there's great places in Minneapolis. Especially in like the North Loop, you can check out some great bagel places, some great coffee shops that have survived the pandemic, which is really cool, especially with these places that are not franchised. They're not the big corporations, but they're the mom and the pop. They're the local place. And so being able to support the local businesses in the city or here in Rosemont is really important. And so I always feel like it's great to emphasize local businesses because they're the ones that don't have the big backing and the investors to bail them out during hard times. And so for them to have stayed open is really great. And so the more we can support them, the better.
Yeah. Do you get down to then the lakes at all? Because going on those, that's a beautiful walk. If you have, the time, because that is a long walk. If you're going to circle one of the lakes or a couple of them, Bede-Makaska is probably my favorite walk. But it's a hike, but it is, even if you're just looking for something with some of your older kids. So I know Tami likes
like Nokomis is great. Yeah.
Nokomis. Minnehaha Falls is really great because it's almost like they're going out into they're in nature, but it's in the middle of a city. And so Minnehaha Falls, you see that, but you can go along a trail and you can see more of the creek and everything.
Yep.
That's fun.
And a lot of our state parks, people get caught up on, going camping, and which is amazing. And if you can get a chance to go camping or go tenting at a state park, highly recommend that. It's a fun night away, grab some firewood and just have a fun night out in the woods and that kind of thing. But the other thing with the state park is you can just do a day pass. And a lot of them, like Lake Elmo, for instance, has like 20 miles of trails, and you can just go for a run or go for a long walk, or, some of them have bike trails. And so a lot of the bike trails, a lot of the walking trails in our state parks are really great too to check out.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we have them all over Rosemont as well. I'm still discovering a lot of the trails that we can take when you're on the sidewalks. You can trail down. There's one that goes through a neighborhood and then it comes out right by the high school. And that's all within like a little park area, and they're all connected, so if you go to Dakota County website, they'll have a map of all the trails that we have just within the Rosemount area. That's great for biking because you can go from your house and then follow a trail and go for a cool little ride through some neighborhoods or through some other small parks that we have found. I found a tunnel last year when we were doing our was it 6K for water for the well last year. I walked out to Highway 3. I live in north of 42 for everybody who knows that in Rosemount where 42 is. And I found an underground tunnel. I was like, oh,
wow.
Just driving, and I drove that road every day. That's my main road. And I went, where did this tunnel come from? I have no clue this was even here. And it led me to a new trail, so I mean, it's really fun to even explore finding stuff like that. Like the kids, I mean, we have a general idea of where we are in the city so we can get back home, but that fun of exploring with your kids and finding new places is really cool. And I think that's something simple, free, and easy to do.
And I think,
and then we talk about, go ahead, Jason.
I was just going to say for me and my kids, one of the hardest things is to get them out of the house, off a screen, away from, their kind of routine.
Yeah.
And to go for a walk with dad, right? Not exactly enticing, but I think sometimes if you bring a football along and you play catch, or if you allow them to do the scooter thing, or if you just say, hey, when we get done with this, we're going to go grab a quick treat, we're going to have a popsicle when we get home. It doesn't have to be like going to DQ or something where, it adds up over time, but it could just be as simple as like, hey, we're going to go have some popsicles when we get home. Let's go for a walk. I think it just makes that, the experience is always fun. You just have to get them to the experience, which can be a little bit of a challenge for kids.
And with some of the younger kids too, we've gotten Preston and Paisley kind of enticed to go on a walk if we say, hey, you can pack your own lunch. Okay, let's get out your lunch boxes, and now you get to choose what goes in your lunch. And then when we get to this certain point, we'll have a picnic. And then they get really excited about it because then they get to have some sort of, say in what goes on, which is really nice. And I wanted to, I'm going to go back to something Tami said. You said to check the Dakota County website. I don't have the information in front of me and I keep looking for it, but I'm clearly not prepared. My daycare lady actually sent me a bunch of links for either discounted or free things going around, like the music at the park. There's a lot of those going around locally. There's also a discounted bowling pass where basically you can pay for like a membership for the summer, and then you just get to go as many times as you want. So many discounts right now, especially because I think so many businesses, small and big, are trying to get people back in. So if you just take, an hour and just sit down at the computer, or half an hour at night after the kids go to bed and do just some quick research about some discounted memberships in your area, it'll save you a little bit of money. I know we're trying to fill up our calendar with some things. Another free option is the library. Preston just got his first library card. And so
and they do a summer reading program too.
Yes.
And Barnes and Noble is doing it as well. And you can go pick out a free book. I mean, like you go there, you get a book, and it's their summer reading program. It's really cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of what you said for the discount, can we share the link that you have?
Oh, absolutely. Yep. After we get off, I'll make sure I'm a little more organized and I'll find what it is.
Yeah, we'll put that in the podcast description and the stuff here so that you can click to. I know we were part of Kids Bowl Free, and I think Bogart's did that in Apple Valley, where you can sign up and you get maybe 3 passes for the kids to bowl. You don't even have to bowl yourself, but the kids can go in at any time and bowl for free, which is a really fun, it's like, what do I do today? Oh, we can just go bowling, and that'd be fun. The kids love that too.
And that might have been, it is Bogart's that I'm referencing. So that might have been part of that program, but I'll definitely get that link. I'll get the link for the different music series going on, because I think that's always fun. Again, pack a lunch, pack a dinner, and go sit and listen to music, and the kids can just run around and dance, which by the end of the day, they got to get that energy out. So.
Yeah, they do movies in the park too, but I know that can get a little late for some, since, the sun is up until 10 o'clock, but they normally start them around 9 o'clock. And I think
I'm in bed by then.
I know, right?
Oh,
I mean, it might not be for everyone, but they still do movies in the park, if you haven't seen one, it's free.
Yeah. So
but
we
I
have a lot
understand.
of local options. We'll link those in the notes. There is one more thing I want to bring up for days where it's raining outside or it's, windy and cold and you don't want to go out or it's thunderstorming. I know we try and get kids off of like screens during the summer, but YouTube has a phenomenal channel called Art Hub, or Art Hub for Kids. I don't know if they changed that, but if you go search for it on YouTube, it's a dad and his kids that sit down and walk you through how to draw Baby Yoda and like cute Father's Day cards and the Mandalorian and LOL dolls. I mean, all of these different things. And I know that a lot of the kids in my son's class would do that during distance learning. And the skills the kids actually get from this for drawing is pretty phenomenal. And it's free, and the dad and his kids are so nice, and he really encourages like whatever your drawing level is, you're practicing and you're doing great. And he walks you through just the simplest steps, and then at the end the kids are so proud of what they've made. So that is a phenomenal resource if you're stuck indoors and you don't mind a little bit of screen time. Get out a piece of paper, get out the colored pencils and a marker, and let the kids kind of go to town on art. So that's a really fun activity for when the outdoor stuff isn't available.
Yeah, my kids
Well,
have
Lindsey,
done that and it keeps them busy.
Yeah.
is this secretly the thing that you like to do while Preston's off coding?
Yes. I draw Mandalorian in my spare time. Yeah. Jason, do you want to talk a little bit about what we're looking at the well for this summer specifically?
Oh yes, we've got lots of family events.
Yeah, we have lots of family activities coming up. We just had one. This past June 16th, we had family movie night in the gym where we watched Finding Dory, which was really fun to have some families come out and do that together. And then July 7th is our next family get-together time. And so we're excited to do that. And we're still putting together the plan for that. It'll be outdoors. It'll be fun, something exciting, maybe with water, maybe it'll carnival-ish. Who knows? We'll come up with something fun and we'll make sure to advertise it really quickly here. But then there's other stuff coming up. So Tami, I'll let you cover some of the other stuff.
Yes. So we have actually another family night coming up later in July on July 21st, which is during Leprechaun Days. And Leprechaun Days starts the Saturday previous to that. So it goes from the 17th through July 24th. They have so many things going on. They have a medallion hunt, and they give out a clue every day about where this medallion might be. It's a riddle. So it's something that you have to really think about and figure out where this medallion might be hidden. And for the 21st, we're going to have this advertised, and we're going to make it so it's Leprechaun Days feel, and that might actually be our carnival night. I think we can have some face painting there and some fun outdoor games for everyone to come and enjoy. And then that weekend for Leprechaun Days, there's also a midsummer fair. They're going to have food vendors. They're going to have regular business vendors from around the Rosemount area. They're going to have music. It's going to be Friday night and all day Saturday. Saturday, we have the parade that starts around 10 o'clock. The well is walking in the parade, and we're going to be throwing candy. So, if you hear this podcast and you're like, hey, I heard you on the podcast, we'll give you extra candy and a couple extra stuff. And so just
give us a shout out and we'll bribe you. Yeah, exactly.
We'll bribe you. Absolutely.
We'll bring some
You
king
shout it
size
out and
candy
be like-
bars for you. Yeah.
we'll have the full size candy bars all ready to hand out for those special people that say, hey, I heard you on a local to global podcast. And you're like, yeah, well, but that's coming up in July. And then we have August Kids Family Fun Week. So August 2nd through the 5th, we'll have 4 days of daily events where it's just going to be all out. We're going to go crazy. This is kind of our summer, let's get going at the well, family fun week. So that's a lot of stuff.
Lots happening. Really exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Tami and Jason, thank you guys so much for jumping on. I hope this gives our listeners and our viewers a few ideas, so that we're not, tearing our hair out trying to figure out what to do with our kiddos this summer. Keep an eye on our Facebook page, keep an eye on our Instagram page, on our website. We will be advertising all of the things that the well's doing. Like I said earlier, we will put some of these helpful links and resources in the podcast notes. So again, thank you both for jumping on, and I hope you are able to use some of these ideas.
Looking forward to it. Thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great day, you guys. Bye-bye.